Okay, so now we're going to look at an indirect anchor. So here's our anchor again, making sure it's nice and solid, checking it out, and then tying in. We can tie in using a rethreaded figure of 8, or a rethreaded overhand, or a bowline. So there's our 3 different options. So I'll just use the simplest one, which is an overhand knot rethreaded. So we just put the knot on there. We're going to have to thread it round here, and then we just follow it back through, round there, follow it all the way round there, and you can see it going down through there. Making sure you've got a good long tail, at least a span there, and that the knot's nice and tight. 1, 2, 3, 4 pulls. Okay, and now we want to make sure that we're going to be sitting in line with where our person's either being lowered off or climbing back up. And then we want somewhere nice to sit. That means that we're going to have our feet well braced. So for that I'll use this watering can to represent something to brace against. So hopefully we can find a rock or a bit of a graft tuft, and that represents somewhere strong that we can get a good strong stance on. So and then what I do is I'd sit down here and just see where I'm going to sit, measure out a bit of rope. And it's always a little bit further back than you think it's going to be, so I take it there. It's easier to stand back up and tie the knot. So there's my overhand knot there. On the bite this time, and then sit back down into my position, making sure here that I've got coverings on my arms, long sleeves, probably got gloves on if I've got a pair, and that I've got my rucksack on my back to protect my back when the rope goes round it. So then sitting back down into my position, I can see that I'm not quite where I want to be. You can see the rope's still slack here, so we can adjust this a couple of different ways. The way I tend to do it is I just pull that, I shuffle my bum back a little bit, pull that there, and tie an overhand knot in the front there on the bite, and then I can shuffle back. And you can see now that's nice and snug, and my feet are braced against the watering can there. Okay, now the next thing is that we get the rope out. And we make a loop on here, a sliding knot. So I'll show you how to do that standing up. So just come out of that loop there for a moment. Okay, so this is how to make a sliding knot. I bring it round here, I check it on me, and I think, well, is this person any bigger or smaller than me? I put an overhand knot on there, and then come round here and I do a stopper knot right here. So hold that there, wrapping it round my thumb, round the rope, take my thumb out, put the end in, making sure that's nice and snug, and then you can see that will butt up against there, but then it won't squash me. If it needs to be a bit bigger, obviously the person can adjust it quite easily like that. Okay, so and then make it a bit smaller again like that. So then that slides up against there like that. Okay, so that's, then I could throw that down to my climber who's over here. So So I'll take the rope and throw it down to him or her. And that's them tied in. Needs to be a little bit snugger on them. So I'll adjust it up. There it is, nice and snug. There we go, nice and snug up on them, but not squishing them too much. There we go, so they're ready to climb. I can come back up here, sit down in my loop, in my nice brace position, everything nice and snug. And you can see here we call this ABC, anchor, belay, climber, all nicely in line. And here, if I've got my right leg here braced, which it is on the watering can, then I need to belay with my left hand, so like that. And if I had my other leg braced, it'd be preferable to do it the other way around, like that. Okay, so you need to be able to belay using both hands. So I'll show you using my right hand, and my left leg's belay braced on there. The reason for that is that if they were to slip off, then as the weight comes on, you can see I'm going to twist, and the weight's going to go onto that leg, and you can see the rope's nicely in line with that leg there. So I'll show you how to take in. So in, get hold of here, slide. 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 And there we go. And if you need to lock off, just bring it round like that.